Welcome back, guys. Okay, now listen here. We just continue with the microprocessor. Okay, and first one, if I get a microprocessor, I can find some two things: 80, 85, 90, 86. Okay, that's a small processor, and we used to get it. Okay, it's a common. And now we get to see about 8086 architecture. And this I have the heading of 8086 architecture. And this is a complete diagram of this 8086 architecture. Okay, and the first one. If I want to transmit a data, okay, if I want to share some information, and if I do any connect of a data bits, that means what? I have to make a connection with the help of a bus. Okay, bus means, and the commercial, what the bus do, the bus used to take a passenger from one place to another. Is it right? Everybody have to accept that's right. And the same way in terms of electronics, because a computer is said to be a processor, said to be electronics product. Okay, that's everyone have to accept. That's a form of a silicon. Now listen me, we don't want to go to the electronics, we just come back to the data segments. Okay, listen here. And now if I just have to go microprocessor, and there will be more processors, bus will be available. The first one, if I have to transfer data, I have to just go for the bus, and then only if the data will go for execution, and finally it will give me in the form of information. That means what? Information said to be a processed data. Is it right? Yeah. So the first case I'm just doing with about a form of a bus interface unit. Okay, how the bus is getting interface. Interface means as a connection between the two things. It might be from the one place to another place. Okay, so before that I have to just tell you about how the bus will be looking. Is it right? And also here, so this might be some small device. So I got because I'm just doing some of the project work here, I'm just having some device. So in this device, the black side. So in all the electronics, but you might have seen some other green palette at the back side. It may be mobile phone, it may be a laptop, it may be any form of electronic device. There will be a small PCB board will be available. So look at here, in that PCB there will be more lines available, right, just to show you. So you can see some more lines in between the the small green color lines available. Is it right? Because right now this is wrapped with the cover. So now listen here, small lines. And that lines have some connection because it shows about one point to another point, a point to point. So you might have seen something here. Listen here. So here some line is available. Here some line. Here some two processors have been fixed. Look at here. This is a chip. This is a form of some small ICs available. And from IC to more places, there small line, the green color line, green, bluish or green, and then a whitish green. So some small lines will be available in that some motherboard also you might have seen. Okay, and that lines are called bus. So that line will be getting the electron supply. That means what? A small electricity flows in between. So listen here, just if I make a small plug-in off. So if I just make a small plug-in off here, so the back side some electricity will be flowing. Okay, now I just turn off here. So you got it, is it right? Now listen properly. And I got this something is going, and welcome to something is going, and here. So okay, and that means what? At the back side this electricity is moving here, and then it is just giving some small data. What's the data means? What? I have some text message. That means what? Welcome to our house. That's the text message I just given. So these messages will be having a connection. Because I'm telling you some orally. Okay, I'm not going interior. This time it's a introduction. So more chips are available. Just now it's wrapped with the cover, so that's why I can't able to just show you very clearly. So the back side some more lines will be available. These lines will be taking the data of W, E, L, C, O, M, E. So likewise some more things will be available, and finally the things will be of glowing. Okay, so likewise if you take any type of electronics board, there will be a bus available. So these bus are taking the electrical supply from one point to another point, and with that electrical supply, in that supply the data is getting transferring. Okay, how the data is transferring? The data is transferring in the form of 1 as well as 0. Is it right? So 1 represents the electric current is flowing, and 0 represents electricity is not flowing. Is it right? So likewise I can have some other small information pass. Is it right? That is called what? A bus. So the device is used for getting this type of things, that be data. It is represents a form of a bus, and that's why the first section of this memory interface of this 8086 architecture represents a form of a bus interface unit. Now listen here. In the bus, in the first class we seen about general purpose registers, right? So all these things we have seen: extra segment register, code segment, stack segment, data segment. All these I just explained the previous class, so you please just look at the back class, okay, for Mpmc. And afterwards IP internet protocol. There's a rule, set of rules for having the internet connection. Okay, now listen here, this will be whole. This is called what? Sum. So here what is available means there's some symbols available. So from the memory interface. So memory interface means what? Any type of memory device. It might be of a compact CD. It may be a flash drive. That's a pen drive. It may be a hard disk, external hard disk. It may be a pen USB. So likewise, from any type of memory device, from outside it is coming back to here, and then it's flowing through it. Okay, and now this half, first half is said to be the bus interface unit, and then afterwards what it goes to 6 5. Listen here, anyway the bus means what, it has to go by one, is it right? So if we're in a bus stand or in a bus bay, what is available? Listen here, so these are the bus bays, is it right? Bus bay. So here bus number 1 coming, and then here bus number 2, and then here bus number 3. Likewise the buses have to follow the order, so that means what's the queue available, so who is going to be first and who is going to be second, who is going to be last, and who has to go first. Likewise some hierarchy and some queues are available, so they have to follow the order one by one. Okay, so likewise I have the first one, the order 6 is 1, 6th one, and 5th one, 4th one, 3rd one, 2nd one, the number 1. Okay, so likewise I have some separation, so this order has to be followed. Okay, suppose if you're not clear means just I just repeat for you: ES, CS, SS, DS, IP, and then here 6 5 4 3 2 1. This is of ordered queue. Okay, and this is about bus interface unit. So listen here, this execution unit, we have some controls here, no problem with this one. This we can see at the next stage, but anyway the first time we are going to discuss about the bus interface. And what the thing means, the bus can able to fetch a memory from the RAM, okay, or from the ROM, sorry, and the bus can able to and give the information, fetching as well as giving the information. And then what, it can able to act as a register. So listen here, register means what, it can register what's the important characteristic means, inside the register you can store the data as well as you can process the data. Okay, so in the memory you can just only store the data, but in terms of register you can just process, and you can do some arithmetic, logical, or any type of process inside the register, and it could be giving the output. Okay, that is called the specialty of a register. Okay, and this will be having some more control over the bus, and this is about a simple execution of or simple introduction about the bus. And the bus is to be a simple term called is an interface between two devices, or it may be interface between 2 points, and where the electric signal flows, and that electric signal is carrying out the data, and that data will be getting processed inside the register, and after getting processed it will be converted to the useful information, so that the user interface, the memory interface, will be done by the user. The user can able to read, or user can able to write, and user can able to just get some information and from the data. Okay, we've seen after the class of execute. Thank you all, thank you very much.